Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the last minute up. Today we're going to be making some homemade chili and cornbread. So I'm making my cornbread from scratch as well. So today I'm making my super delicious homemade cornbread, my wife's favorite, okay? I mean, chili. And I'm using about a 6-quart pot, and I have 2 quarts of water in this pot, okay? So I'm going to tell you everything you're going to need for this wonderful chili. I'm doing good. How are you? So I'm going to be using about 1 cup of dark red beans, and these are just small red kidney beans. So I'm gonna scoop about 1 cup into this pot. Okay, that's enough. And then we're going to be doing our pinto beans. And we're going to be doing about 1 cup. And this is a simple, easy recipe, especially like for you frugal parents out there who don't want to spend a lot of time on meals. Money on meals. This is a good recipe, and everybody gets excited when I make chili and cornbread. Okay, I'm trying to open this bag, but because I have super long ass nails, it's super hard. Okay, we're in. So I'm gonna do about another cup of pinto beans. And again, eyeballing it. If it's hard for you to measure with your eyes, use a measuring cup, because you really don't want to mess up on this recipe. It's really super easy. And it's really hard to mesh chili up. So, let me get a mixing spoon, a stirring spoon. So, I'm gonna just evenly distribute those beans so they get mixed. Now the key to seasoning your beans in your chili, because I know when some people eat chili, their beans don't really be seasoned. Now the step that I use to make my beans super delicious, and I use all different kinds. I have so many broths in my house, it's not even funny. To me, I just don't buy watered broth because it doesn't do anything for me. So I'm using some chicken bouillon flavored for my beans. So add about 1.5 teaspoons to that. Now I know you guys are like, why is she putting that in her beans? Okay, so when these beans boil, it's gonna soak up all that chicken bouillon flavoring. And so by the time they are done cooking, we're gonna drain these beans. We're also gonna rinse them off, and we're gonna do the rest of it. So these are gonna cook for about 1 hour. Max cooking time is gonna be about 3 hours. And when it's all combined, it's gonna be about 2 hours of cook time. But for the beans, since we're going to be mixing them and all that stuff, we're going to cook these for about an hour. So I'm going to get my lid onto this pot. So my lid is on and it is ready to cook. Like I said, my stove, I put my stove, a lot of people are different about their stove, but because my stove is older, I like to use the medium setting, which on my stove is a 6. If you have a newer stove, it's about a 5 to you guys. Because my stove works in a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thing. Some people's work in 2, 4, 6, 8 type of thing. Some people work high, low, medium, you know, low simmer type things like that. So that's what's going on right now. So I'm gonna let this boil. There will be a part 2, part 3 to this. The reason why I didn't make a video is because I don't have any space on my camera. So I did it live. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now all the ingredients that we're using into this. I'm using 3 beans, 1 can. I don't like to use canned beans at all, but that's what I had on hand. And I don't think do I have white beans in the bag? I think I did, because if I got white beans in the bag, then I won't use this one. Well, we're checking, okay? Because like I said, I want my chili to be the most authentic it can be, so you guys can get the gist of how I make my super, super, super delicious chili. So after I put the chicken bouillon in here, do not put it up, because you're gonna need it for the whole round cooking, okay? So I'm just gonna set that to the side to let me know that I used it, but I still need it. Okay. So because I don't have any dry beans, the white beans, which I'm using 1 can of white beans, which is all you need, and it's 50% less sodium. We don't need a bunch of salt in it. So I really hate using canned beans, but it's what I have on hand. I prefer to use white beans in a bag, and also black beans, which both of those I don't have. So in my pot, I just have my red kidney beans and my pinto beans. So now that that's underway, we are going to be seasoning it also. And this is my secret ingredient, taco seasoning. And the reason why I use this is because it just makes it nice, thick, and rich, and also the flavors in here come out. And it's basically all the seasoning that you put in chili anyway. So that's what it is, because it's only chili powder, paprika, oregano, onion, salt, sugar, garlic, you know, the stuff that you're going to put in there anyway. I have 2 cans of tomatoes. 2 cans of tomatoes. And I didn't bring out my tomato sauce, but you want to use plain tomato sauce. I don't like to use, what do you call it, tomato paste. I don't like the taste of it, so I like to use regular tomato sauce. But you got to watch all your liquids that you put in there, because you don't want your chili to be watery. You want it to be nice and thick. So I'm going to add less water so I can use my tomato sauce in this recipe. Also, you want to have some cumin and For seasoning my ground turkey, I'm going to use some hamburger seasoning. And for my meats, I'm going to be using some pork jaw bacon and some ground turkey meat. And that is pretty much it. But like I said, you guys will see once it comes together, you guys will see the awesomeness in it and the deliciousness that the texture is going to be. And like I said, we're making this on a dime. So now you don't need to go buy a lot of ground beef that's so expensive. Use ground turkey to cut that price down. You can buy cheap pork jaw bacon instead of buying the actual hickory thick bacon that costs like $6 a pack. I bought this pack, which I already used about half of it, and I got this for $1.99. So you don't need a lot, okay? And then my beans I got for free from someone who didn't want their beans anymore. So I was like, I got a family of 5. I can definitely use those beans. But to buy beans is cheap. You can buy a 1-pound bag that you only need 1 cup out of it, so about half the bag, and it's like $1.29, $1.50, something like that. Even if you want to use canned beans, they're like $1.79, depending on where you get them from. I get my beans from my dollar store when I do buy them, because I get about a 1 bag to 2-pound bag for $1. Also, every seasoning that I'm using, besides this, I got this from my local Mexican butcher. So yes, I love my Mexican store because they have the best stuff in there. But all my seasonings come from the dollar store, except this one. I got this from Winco, my cumin, for 50 cents. If you guys can see that. So I don't buy seasonings from different stores unless they're under 99 cents. If they're not, I don't get them. Unless they're like big containers like this and I'm paying like, $1.99, $2, something like that, then okay. But anyway, sorry about my jabbling. I'll be back when I'm going to, also you're going to need some garlic. Minced garlic, preferably. If you don't have any minced garlic, you can dice up your own garlic. You will be needing that. You will be needing a can of green chilies, which I don't have up here, but you will see when I come back for part 2. And also, you're going to need onions and bell peppers as well for this recipe, okay? So, and you're going to need about a whole onion, a whole bell pepper. Also, you're going to need some onion powder, garlic powder, which I don't have up here. Sorry about that. But you're going to need some onion powder, garlic powder, no salt, because that pork jawbone is going to be enough salt for this recipe. But you're going to need some black pepper, okay? And that's what you're going to need. And like I said, during this process, I'll show you guys. Even if you guys want the full recipe and the link down below, in the comment section below, let me know. I'll put it in my description to give you guys the full recipe to this chili and the recipe to my cornbread. Let me know what you guys want and what you guys need, and I'll be back. So I'm going to let these beans cook for an hour, and I'll be back in my kitchen to show you guys the rest. Bye, guys.